all
right
of them
from
are
the
there.
start.
So let's see the game of Karjakin against Anand.
So Italian gioco piano is played by Karjakin, which he plays very quickly. I mean, that's quite a very in line, let's say, very popular on the highest level. This early A4, relatively new plan. Even though it was, to me, it was always connected with knight A3, not knight D2. So this is something. Knight, yeah, is limited on C6, so usually is transferred via E7 to G6. That's what Karjakin did himself against Magnus Carlsen in the game he lost in the World Championship match, which allowed Magnus to level the score to go to tiebreak. Knight F1, all those known maneuvers. Knight goes to G6 and okay, C6 first from Anand, which is a bit of a surprise to me, but yeah, probably will be just a transposition. So knight G6, why not? Even though somehow Vishy doesn't seem to be very happy with knight G6. Bishop B6. Well, the thing is that after D4 he doesn't want to keep away the center, perhaps. So now after, yeah, now he plays knight G6 eventually. And we have, after H3 and rook E8, all of a sudden symmetrical position. Right. Don't think that H3 might be needed. Not against the bishop G4, but knight G4 might be played one day.
And it's on the board?
H3 played. And then black is free to play rook E8, and then, yeah, it will be a mirror position. Yeah, rook E8 played. So after, I don't know how many moves.
D4,
and
now
then
it's not
you're
going
not
to
in
be
time.
a mirror.
Yeah, you are not in time to play D5.
Bishop C2.
Not exchanging the bishops, bishop C2. Keeping the pressure. And now, well, Vishy was playing considerably faster. Look, managed to accumulate extra half a minute, which in my theory must be half a pawn, right? 1 minute, 1 pawn. This is how it goes. So this time it must
Bishop
be half
C7.
Bishop
so
C7.
It's identical, but the pawn is on D6 still.
Bishop to E3. Well, interesting.
Can he play D5 at some point?
Well, this is what he's looking at. No, I thought it would be funny if white would take on E5, D5, D5, and then play bishop E3, because it once again would be symmetrical position, but with black to move. It could be, so that's like black plays white. Once again, symmetrical position on the board. Last move D6, D5. Remember, we were advising not to copy your opponent.
This is move 16, and the position is identical.
Well, can it be that...
Well, with captures, what happens is that you can't keep
You cannot take on D4, of course.
Yes.
You take D5, but that's fine.
Bishop takes G6.
Bishop G6, FG6, knight E5. But I don't see what happens if black takes simply. Takes on E5 with the rook. There is no discovered... I mean, there can't be any discovered attack with the bishop, because E1 is taken with a check, so that means more or less even position.
Very close to
equality.
Position.
Queen D6. Yes, black has somewhat spoiled pawn structure. So F pawn moved to G file, so double pawns on G file. But on the other hand, pawn controls the F5 square nicely, so that knight on G3 is somewhat misplaced. King will go to H7, very safe. And to add to this, there are opposite colored bishops on the board. So I don't think Vishy is worst. Vishy is worse. I don't think he has any problems. Rook E8 is what he's planning to play apparently on the next move. Queen D2, planning perhaps Rook E1. Rook E8 played. Okay, so what's here? Rook E1 quickly. So swapping the rooks as well.
Trying to play for a win.
You know, it's a blitz still.
And a minute advantage.
Anything can happen. Anything can happen. Bishop B3 now. He went to, well, he's planning to take a pawn on A4. Knight E4. takes, and
Opposite
it looks
colored
like
bishops with
it looks
queens.
like no, bishop a4. Wait, yeah, it's possible to take bishop a4, and then it will be a draw. You know how? Bishop g7, the bishop on. No, Vichy.
No, he
Oh,
plays
Vichy wants to
queen
draw
e6.
his own way, on his own terms. Queen e6 just to swap queens. And basically you can't do much. No,
Queen
Karjakin
f4.
wants to try to play
But
a
he has
bit.
less time.
He has less time, but he has, I mean, Vichy has a weakness on g7, while Karjakin's weakness on g2 can be covered with f2, f3. So this is where this difference in the pawn structure is really felt. So white gets somewhat more active position. Not that white can win. I'm not claiming this. So I think it's just, yeah,
Draw.
f3 and a draw
Offered by
from, yeah,